What's happening, good people? We back in the building. Let me get my IG up real quick. I'll let them have their own platform. Y'all give me a second. We gonna go ahead and get it going tonight. We gonna go ahead and get it going. Y'all give me a second. Story. Hopefully y'all had some successful days today. Kind of been out of commission for a little while, but I'm back in there. Let me type in my title. Hang on, y'all bear with me. Real. It's episode number 5. Can't believe I did 5 of these already. Time goes by so quick, man. Especially when you see yourself being consistent in something. Go live. Okay, let me get on here. That way I can see. Wait for everything to catch up. Okay, I can see it that way. I can see the comments and everything on Facebook. Trying to make sure I got everything together before we get it going. See people entering the room. Okay, appreciate y'all tapping in. Okay, get to some comments real quick. Let me see here. Comments. See who in the building. Bees Grass Cutting is in the building on YouTube. If y'all want to have your comments come across, you can always go to YouTube, search One Man, One More Landscaping. And throughout the show, periodically, man, I will kind of highlight people's messages and everything, their comments, because this guy right here, Bees Grass Cutting, he's been tapping in with me for a little while, okay? And I really appreciate your support, brother, for real. And let me see who's on the IG done tapped in already. DH Lawn Service 2013, Kenny's Lawn Care. Appreciate you, Kenny, tapping in. Lawn Service, rather. What's that? Jerdals dot California. Morning, Toronto fam. Or CA, my bad. They don't stand for California, my bad. DH Law Services 2013. What up, law cousins? You already know we family, man. So it's another show. I can't complain. Another real live talk is not actually a podcast or a show because I'm waiting on some things to undergo the paperwork process before I can actually give it a name, okay? But we'll go ahead. This is what it's called. You can see it scrolling in the bottom. Real Talk Live, man, was where I'm going over different issues that's going on in the world, community, all that good stuff that can possibly impact you in your service industry or possibly employment, anything like that, man. I'm just going to touch bases on a lot of different issues because, like I said before, I feel like with me being in lawn care, we need to have more of a voice in the community, especially outside of lawn care, because it's like the industry that we're in is actually bigger. I'm telling you, it could be a lot bigger than what it is, man. And I'm going to be one of the ones to actually put us on the map like I stated last year. And I'll go ahead and get into the introductory on who I am, just in case if it's somebody new watching. I'm John Crawley, representing One Man, One More Landscaping. I am at Got Self-Made out of Nashville, Tennessee is my city. The way I definitely putting on for us down here. And I'm going into my 15th year this year. And this is an exciting year because I actually transitioned my business. It was a scary transition to where I'm transitioned to predominantly weekly clients only. There's only a handful of bi-weeklies that I take care of, and it'll have to be some type of connection to make sure it ain't outside of my service realm to where it's going to impact the individuals that chose to go weekly with me. They're our priority, I'm telling you. And in my clients that follow me, if you're not on a weekly basis, I'm telling you like this, if you're not on a weekly basis, if you're on bi-weekly, my weeklies will be priority, okay? And so that's who I am. So let's see what we got right here. We'll go ahead and transition to, let me see who else came in the building before I go into the spotlight of the week. Let me see, Exquisite, my brother Malachi in the building. I am Prime Time Hustler in the building. What's it? GALM LLC in the building. Big Money Ties. I like that name, man. Is in the building on IG. And let me get into some of the things, see what's going on. Calvin Woods done touched base and tapped in from he's in the building, Service, Alabama. Oh, we appreciate that, fam, all the way from Alabama, tapping in with me. Let me see, Crawler. Hey, brother, Fresh Cuts and Snow Removal. What up, family? You know, we locked in, man. It's always good to see y'all touching bases with me. Slow start for me out of Chicago, still defrosting. This has been a an extended winter this year. We actually had a true winter. It's been overdue because normally everybody's in, if you're in lawn care, that's my predominant following. Has been like a real slow process transitioning to the springtime, especially from the northern tier of the country. Okay. And my brother, I see Jeff is in the building. Jeff's Lawn and Landscape. You should build your business the way you want it. Exactly. That's one of the importance of going self-employed, and I'm gonna touch bases on that a little bit more in the show, on the live, on why it's really important for you to go self-employed, man. That way you can kind of do your own thing. You can create your own relationships, and those relationships will actually be a lifetime relationship once you get out there and start establishing yourself within your community. It's not gonna happen to you how it happened to other people. But sooner or later, it kind of all goes together, depending on what you want to do with it. Okay, so let's get back to my banners. I want to give a spotlight of the week. It's two individuals I'm gonna put a spotlight on, man. It's really the first individual. It's really important in my life. Okay, I'm gonna put his information. I got it scrolling across the bottom. That's his IG page right there. It's my brother Daryl Holmes here in Nashville, Tennessee. I can't do nothing but speak highly about this gentleman right here, man. He has watched me grow. I have watched him grow. He has helped my business. I have helped his business. We have a different type of relationship that I've kind of taken, like the relationship that we had, and I basically put it on the social media network. Because like I've tapped into so many people across the country, me and this gentleman here, we have been doing this for the last 10, probably 15 years, have been linked in like this because we're both in the same service industry. If I fall down, he helped me get back up. Okay. If he falls down, I help him get back up. You need relationships like that within your community, within places that are close to you. But one of the great things about social media, it will actually open you up to build relationships with individuals that are like-minded like you. Y'all will be able to see things the same way, and y'all will actually be able to help each other overcome certain situations. One person may have already overcame something that you're dealing with. You may have already overcame something that they're dealing with. But sharing them experiences, going back and forth, will only help empower each other. And that's exactly what me and that gentleman right there has been doing. So a shout out to my brother, Daryl Holmes. Hey man, we locked in for life, so he already know what it is. Another brother that I just met last year, you know what I'm saying, is my brother, B the Lawn Barber, better known as Akeem. Bro, it's a good solid dude right there, man. I always had my best interest at heart, man, bro, when we got locked in last year. He told me some things about myself, and he always does, that I don't see. He keeps me abreast on what's going on. And like I said, man, just having that extra set of eyes and extra set of ears will actually help you. And this is somebody else that's close to me that lives in Nashville, Tennessee, that's also in the lawn care service community, to where we can help each other grow. Okay. And he's actually helped me out tremendously, because with me transition into predominantly weekly clients only, I was able to hand him off a lot of my clients, and I'm getting feedback from my clients. They love his energy. I mean, they love how he communicates to the clients, man, I actually love him for how he communicates to me. You know what I'm saying? He's always pouring into me and making sure that I understand what I have created and understand what I can do with it. And he's actually gave me some insight that I really didn't even see in myself on what I had going on regarding the social media stuff. So, and like I said, man, you need good people like it in your life, because without them, your life can be clouded with individuals that got different ulterior motives to why they dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? And you have to weed those individuals out. And it's like a lifetime thing that you have to do. For real. I can't make this stuff up. It's lifetime that you have to weed these people out. And then with this individual, bro, he poured so much into me. and I can't do nothing but give him his flowers when it comes to the spotlight of the week, man. It's my brother from another mother. I feel like we gonna be locked in forever because he has that big heart like me. And I told him for real that I'm gonna protect that big heart, and he's gonna do the same for me. You don't find too many people like that out here in America. And just that I found him right here in my city is epic. You see what I'm saying? We talk on the phone regularly right now. I can't even make it up. Just like my brother Daryl Holmes, me, him, and B, we be conversating at least a couple days in the morning after I do my top of the morning live. We be on the phone communicating, making sure that we holding each other accountable. You see what I'm saying? Gotta hold each other accountable and walk to our own beat in different beats. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have our own businesses that we trying to make sure it's prosperous. Everybody want to be extremely wealthy, but what I have realized is your wealth is the relationships that you have built. I'm telling you, it will put you in rooms that you couldn't even imagine you being in. I can't even make this stuff up, man, for real. And that's just all I got to say about, spotlight of the week, man, for real. So I'm gonna take a little breather. We go get to some comments that's coming through. Let me slide and see what's going on the YouTube first. I got of course I got Calvin Woods, man. Be your own boss. Don't cheat yourself, man. Facts, man. Just like that, brother. That's exactly how it's supposed to go down, man, for real. And then let me see him go down to the comments on IG. My brother in the room, appreciate you, fam. Iron sharpens iron, man, brother. You already know that. And so let me get some waves in. Jody Meeks in the building. Said life is bliss 444. Just said what up, everybody. Alex Flores, man. I appreciate you always tapping in, man. Dax Zach Depew. Appreciate you tapping in with me. Get my waves to you. Definitely get my waves. That Backyard Wheel is in the building. Fat Boy Slim 18's in the building. Chosen one. I like that name. Let me see. Tony Edmondson in the building. Let me see who else done slid in for. Let's say J-Mons 13. Said word from Jay. RJ is in the building. Said big boss man. Not sure if everybody's still in there. But let me see him slide over here to the other platform. I can't see too much going on Facebook, but that's all good. So we'll continue on. Let's see what I got. Let's see if I'm gonna go ahead and get off into these meat and potatoes of the live. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get off into what's going on out here in the world, okay? Because I done got to my spotlight. And first and foremost, I have to give a special shout out to my sponsor, Dovewell Candles, man. Oh man, one of my first sponsors that took the opportunity to invest in One Man, One More Landscaping. This company has been there from the beginning. Actually helped me, to make sure that I can continue on. When I'm having financial problems, things like that, I can always lean on this company, and they can always make sure that I can continue on my journey on how I see my business growing. And they got some of the best candles in town, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This right here, this is some of that white birch. You know what I'm saying? It smells marvelous. Ooh. It'll insinuate at least by 2 or 3 rooms. And for my guys, ladies, smell good for your car. You hang these from the rear view mirror. Have your car right for about a month, man. So definitely special shout out to Dovewell Candles, always supporting me. And actually the Dovewell Company has always supported me and helped One Man, One More Landscape and get to the next level. And if anybody ain't paid attention, it's on my shirt too. A Dovewell Company. It's right there. So definitely. So definitely special shout out to my sponsor, man. Hey, sooner or later when the website finishes getting developed, I'll get y'all to the website. But I think sometime this week, I'm going to do a giveaway and I'm going to give a nice bundle. We're going to give a spray. We're going to give one of the scents for the car. I'm also going to attach a couple of the candles so y'all can see what I'm talking about real time. Because I can only talk about it, but when you light it and open it up, you will see what I'm talking about for real. I ain't going to even lie to you on that. So let's see what we got here. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Whew. Let's see what's going on out here in the world, okay? Now, I do like to always be abreast on what's going on to see if it can possibly impact my industry that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the consumers, okay? The consumers take a hit. Lawn care community and other service industries possibly can take a hit. Okay. And let me see here. The number one I have read, because I follow all platforms. I'm not one-sided. I look at Fox News, I look at CNN, I look at MSNBC, I look at all of them, and then I just take what they say and I formulate my own opinion because I know the ones that are giving the information, that is their opinion towards certain issues. Okay, so number one, I did read that the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he was hinting on that there might be possibly a tax hike that might be coming down when the House is supposed to pass this big funding bill to fund the government, and they're trying to attach a lot of other things to that bill, such as possibly, cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, which a lot of people are afraid of that, and also cuts to Social Security, you know what I'm saying? Because and that's go a lot of people may take a significant hit, especially if you have individuals that's on a set income and they decrease that amount, man, that could be devastating to an economy that's already going through some inflationary, look like some inflationary standards that are actually happening right before your eyes. That if anybody's paying attention to what's going on, because I know I am. Because if you watch your pennies, you see where your money's going. You can actually tell that things are getting a lot more expensive here of late. Okay, so he said that there's possibly gonna be a tax hike, but who in the hell is gonna catch the tax hike? Okay, that's an interesting question, which we'll see later on in the future. Okay, let's get to the next headline. See, hold, let me swig this water real quick. Hang on, I gotta get a little perched over here. Okay, let's see what other headlines we got. I got the laptop going on. Okay, let's get to them some more meat and potatoes. Okay, okay. The reports say, okay, the numbers say that 55 to 60% of the American people feel like the economic state of this country is getting worse. And I just touched bases on that. That means the grocery prices are going up, the price of household common goods are going up, the price of food is increasing. But is your pay going up? That's the whole question. Everything is increasing, but is your pay going up? That's a big question right there. Because there hasn't been a hike on what's it called? Hang on, I'm having a brain fart right now. Minimum wage has not went up in so long that with everything else going up, how is everybody gonna be able to stay afloat out here when people are already struggling? Okay. And you looking at the economic state of this country, it's amazing. It's amazing how the powers to be, the ones that actually make the rules and the regulation on who gets what, a lot of those individuals are so well off, they don't even feel the economic strain that the regular people, common people, actually feel. I'm in a little different situation since I'm self-employed. I can maximize on how much work I can get done in a day. But the individuals that are still in the 9 to 5, and I know about it because I came from it, you have a ceiling over your head on how much money you can make a year. Okay, you can make more, but you have to sacrifice more time with overtime and things of that nature. But you can make more money or possibly get a second job. But in doing that, when you have a 9 to 5, you receive your money last and your check gets ripped up before you can even touch it. You have you got federal taxes, then you have state income tax that might come out. You have Social Security that's gonna come out. And if you have any benefits there, you have your insurance that's gonna come out. And then whatever's last after they get through slicing and dicing your pay, that's what you have to receive and function off of. I remember them days, man, for real. When I went through those days, payday loans. I used to have to go get payday loans and do whatever I had needed to do to make sure I can make ends meet in the household. I can't make this stuff up. I'm not the only one that had to do it, but I was able to overcome getting out of them situations by a process that I had to go through. And I spoke on that on previous shows, which I thank myself for going through bankruptcy because it taught me a lot about financial literacy to where I do a lot better with my money now. And I don't spend what I do not have. I don't acquire different habits and lifestyles that I can't afford. I'm just not going on that. So, and yes, the country is getting worse. So, and then let's go down to another one. That's a main category that's going around right now. Okay. And it is creating a mass hysteria with the markets, uncertainty about how high is inflation going to get in this country because it's already going up. Okay. And that's these tariffs. Man, I'm talking about it's all over the headlines right now. It's all you hear about. So, but let me go ahead to the top of the chain. Let me speak about the President Trump real quick. Let me give you some of his feedback on what he says about what's going on. He adamantly states, I heard it out of his own mouth, okay? Adamantly states that no country will get away with these unfair trade balances that's been going on for decades. Clearly, he's stating this, but the approach that he's taking is highly questionable. Now, I'm not the one to judge anybody because I always like to see somebody's vision go all the way through to the outcome. But how it's starting off is really, really interesting. That's all I can say. It's really interesting. And so, but I did notice that he did put a 90-day pause for countries that did not retaliate against the United States for imposing these tariffs on them, okay? So it's been a pause on those countries like I think Canada took a pause. I think some of the United Nations, the UK, I think they paused on them. Germany, a couple of the other countries, it's a pause on them right now because they didn't retaliate. But it's just a pause. So you don't know if it's going to get reinstated, the percentages that he held up on the board, which I need to get that more brushed on that as well. But the main country that did retaliate against the United States and is going tit for tat is China. Oh my. Oh my. I did see that President Trump, he is making an example out of China. And he clearly adamantly stated a lot that he feels that China has been doing us the worst out of all the other countries by the unfair balance with this trade, okay? I'm just reading the news reports and just giving my own interpretation. I'm staying neutral. I'm just throwing it out there, just giving you a different interpretation on what's going on, okay? That's part of the Real Talk Live that I be doing on Sundays because I try my best to stay abreast on what's going on and get outside of the local community so I can, figure out how it will impact me. Now, China is up to 100. I seen one report say that China's up to 125% tariffs. You know what I'm saying? It's on top of what was already in place. So that brings them up to 145% tariffs on top of imported goods that's coming into the United States. 145%. Don't y'all know that China imports 33 to 40% of their imports come to the United States, okay? Who is receiving these imports? Do y'all know who's receiving them? You have companies like Walmart, the big chains, Walmart, Target, they're receiving a lot of imports. You got I'm gonna touch bases on that tech part because it was some special exceptions that got made for the tech industry, which I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later. Because I got a whole different perspective on how that went down. Okay. Let me see here. So if 33 to 40% of their goods come in and it's predominantly manufacturing, that means places that are used to getting these clothes in, and marking them up 10, 15, 20 times fold. Wow. I'm hearing reports that they're asking the China markets to take the hit for the tariffs that's put in place. There's no way they can even function if they take the hit. You know what I'm saying? So if the American side takes the hit, Where do y'all think that extra money is going to be generated from these taxes? The American people is going to have to pay a little bit of higher wages for things coming in. But in saying that, from the reports that I've been seeing, the Chinese manufacturing economy is crippling right now, okay? Because they can't even afford to keep the machines on. And I'm not sure if that was his intention, was crippling their whole economy. But I will say the Chinese government is not with none of it. They saying they gonna stand 10 toes down with the retaliations, and they going back and forth with us right now. And I do know that the United States is the world economy market. We are the leader of the world economy, for real. It's always been like it. A lot of countries try their best to get their products to the United States because we spend the most money on everything. You got companies that run prices up so substantially that you wouldn't even realize it. If you see Walmart selling a pair of pants for $15.99, you better believe they probably paying probably within the cents, probably 50 cents each pair of pants. And people will go there and get that like it's a deal. Okay. I've heard reports that the same companies make the brands of designer. Same companies make them. They just take it, send the material, send the merchandise to these designers. They remarket, re-put their stamps on it, and then they market it out here for $2, $3, $4,000. Amazing. Nike, same shoe, literally gets marked up to an ungodly amount of number to where we're used to paying for it. Like it's second nature for us to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? At the price that they're putting it out there. And sometimes we'll break our necks to make sure that we can have a pair of certain brand of shoes when they touch down, which is it's just this it's preposterous to me because I got out of that phase a long time ago. You got the hair industry that's gonna take a significant hit because predominantly a lot of the people selling hair products, I want to say about 80% of their inventory comes from China. Who in the heck is gonna pay that tariff when those companies start receiving their products? Who's going to pay that? It's going to be the American consumers. I'm just throwing it out there to you because it's going to happen. Right now we're in the beginning. You give it 2 or 3 months in to the kickback actually starts taking the place, you will see what I'm talking about. You're going to have to really reshape on how you do things out here if you're trying to sustain yourself, sustain your family, and making sure you can just survive, especially the individuals that just work 9 to 5s. Man, listen to me, man. This is the time for you to truly make a decision and decide on a hustle that you can do on the side until you can get enough traction under your belt to turn it into a business for real. That's the same thing I did with lawn care. I worked 9 to 5s. I did other things to supplement income until I made the decision to choose my business over everything. And that was the best decision that I made in my life because it opened me up to a whole nother world that I didn't even know it was possible for me to be out here swimming with the sharks and making my own income. And it's entirely on me how much money I make. It's entirely on me on how much work I want to put in and actually who I want to deal with. I do not have to deal with everybody. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's a special thing about going self-employed. But okay, let's get back. We gonna end up splitting that bill for all these tariffs here in the United States. But I'm not gonna judge the president for what he's doing. But I just want to see where this is gonna lead to in the end. You know what I'm saying? That is this gonna cripple the economy? Because if he does, my business might take a hit because people may not be able to afford my services. And I might have to start revamping some things about how I do business. So just keep that in the back of your head. Just start paying attention to what's going on to your left and your right instead of just right what's in front of you. Because if you don't pay attention, you will get uppercutted, and you can't say you didn't see it coming, man. For real, because you will not be able to use that excuse for me, for real. Because I'm not going. I don't make excuses. I just improvise, adapt, and overcome like I have to do in life. Then make sure I can get to the destination I need to get to. Because nothing never comes down the pike. It's always curveballs. It's always sliders. It ain't gonna be no fastball down the pike. I'm telling you, it happens to me daily. And let me tell you the individuals, because since we put that tariff on China like we did, they impose the same tariffs back at us. But they actually targeting a key part. That's my dog. He's sleeping. Ace, wake up, wake up. He's dreaming. They're actually targeting a key piece of America right now, and that's the American farmers. That's who they going after. Because we import a lot of soybeans, soy oil, grains. We import a lot of this stuff to China. A lot of these individuals really supported the president and helping him get elected. You see what I'm saying? They're feeling the main brunt of what's going on right now, because it's so expensive even to send their stuff over there. And Chinese, they're not paying the fees for them tariffs coming in. It's coming right back to the American farmers. Now, I wonder if it's anything in place. Is there any subsidies that's getting ready to come out with these new bills, the new House bill that has to come out, that's actually going to help out the farmers? It's an interesting question, because I can tell you what, it's always room for an opportunity for somebody to come up when things go disarray. And I'm going to tell you, the South American countries are capitalizing off of this stuff. The soybean industry, all that good stuff, bro, their exports went up, from the reports say, from since 2010, they exports then increased to China 280%, and it really jumped up within the last 3 or 4 months. So they winning off this so-called trade war that we have going on with China. They winning. The American farmers are taking a mean hit off of this. I'm just giving you the facts on what I read and my interpretation. It's just what it is, man. It's just retaliation, man. For real. It's no telling how long this is gonna go down. Who knows? It might be the inevitable for like maybe 3 years, and 3 years, 8 months. You see what I'm saying? To see who go fold first. But if I can tell from looking at how President Trump gets down, he ain't folding. You know what I'm saying? I think he go willing to do whatever it takes to, you know what I'm saying, to pose his will. And I think China ain't going either, bro. I feel like both of them are cripple the economists to see who got the bigger balls, man, basically. For real. We just go see how it work out. Just don't get caught up in the collateral damage, because it's going to happen. Somebody's going to have to pay. I'm telling you, somebody going to have to split that bill. Just prepare yourself, man, because things are already getting expensive out here. You know what I'm saying? You might have to curb some of them habits that you have. You might have to curb some of that going out that you used to. So just be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely mindful on what's going on. That's all I can say about that. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, let's get into another belly of the beast. Okay, the stock market. Okay, let's see what we got going on with the stocks. Okay, now I mentioned this before. Okay, now the tech industry, a lot of their equipment gets manufactured over there in China. A lot of it, but they got exempt from it. Wow. Ain't that interesting? Ain't that interesting how the tech industry got exempt from the taxation, the tariffs? My viewpoint of that, I look at it as like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. That's at least what I'm seeing. Because those tech industries, I've seen the shift in them during the election on who they were swaying with. I saw the shift. I saw who went into the inauguration and see him get sworn in. I seen these CEOs going in there. You know what I'm saying? The big wigs, I saw them going in there. I know the relationships and the bonds was getting built. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. This is what I feel, my personal opinion. I may be wrong. They got a pass off of it because they actually helped them. You know what I'm saying? You help me, I help you. It's like it in all industries across the country. You know what I'm saying? That's how bonds and relationships get built. But who's getting impacted by that, though? That's all I can say on that, man, because I really don't know too much. but I can see how they got an exempt from it, for real. Big Apple, I know you happy about that exemption. Yeah, the world's largest company in the world. What Apple is ranging at? I just seen some on them. $3.4 trillion is the worth of that company. Ain't that amazing? Meta, Google, oh my. Ooh, y'all making that big money. Y'all top five. Amazon, all of y'all are top five in the world of companies. This is insane. I get it, but an exemption was made. Man, that's interesting. Just calling it like I see it, man. For real. And that's pretty much a wrap up on the news. Let me go to some of these comments and see. I see some comments coming through on the YouTube. Let's see what the people feel about the reports I just gave out. Okay, Volkswagen Planet just came in the building. Appreciate you always tapping in, family. You always supporting me from the get go. He said also good evening, everyone. Let me see here. He also said Uncle Don will make America great again. Has China on the run. Interesting perspective. But China feels like they got the Americans on the run. You know what I'm saying? For real. Keep your eye on the precious metals. Follow God's money. All your precious metals is definitely going up, brother. For real. You got your non-ferrous metals. You know what I'm saying? Like copper number one, brass. You know what I'm saying? Clean steel. I know a little bit about it. Coils, compressors, things like that are definitely going up. Prices are definitely increasing. I can see that. Even scrap metal is going up. I can definitely see that. Gold is definitely finna skyrocket because that was the world standard until I believe it was 1970, 71 when we left the gold standard and went to currency. And if you didn't understand that, that's when things kind of did a drastic change for the good and the bad if you didn't have an understanding on it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely can see that. Definitely can see that. Let's get back to the banners, put my information up and what I'm doing. Okay, let's get down here to the IG. Let's see what's shaking. Got a couple of peace signs and everything. Vivid, y'all, Lonsler, appreciate you tapping in, family. You know we linked in. You already know. Josh Drake, Jonathan Oz is in the building. I can't see too much on let me see. Can't see too much on Facebook right now. I don't know what's going on that. But let me see here. Let me also talk about, we're gonna finish it up with the importance of working towards self-employment, man. It's really important that you take the chance and take faith in yourself for real. Self-accountability is everything. Self-worth is everything. How you believe in yourself. Can you actually see yourself building your own business? Can you actually see yourself employing individuals and taking on their responsibilities to make sure your business can flourish and continue? Can you possibly see yourself doing that? Let me tell you some stories about me in the day when I used to work at St. Thomas Hospital. I used to sit at that desk, at the registration desk, and I used to just daydream about owning something and being my own boss, walking at my own beat. I used to just daydream about it. You know what I'm saying? I willed it to come. Did I see myself picking lawn care? I did not. I didn't see this industry coming up, but I knew I wanted to get into self-employment and work for myself. Then I started working towards finding little niches that I could get involved in. And then I actually started making some money on the side, just mowing my neighbor's lawn because I had to buy a push mower to service the duplex that I used to live in. So from that point, I started seeing that I can make a little extra money just doing a little manual labor. It started the process for me. Then I just kept growing, kept it going, not realizing that I was being consistent in something, not even realizing it yet. I kept growing. I kept going to that 9 to 5. I kept working as much overtime as I could possibly work to try to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a ceiling over me. They wouldn't let me become a supervisor at that job because they told me I was overconfident and they told me I was too hard on myself because I thrive for perfection. Not knowing The same reasons why I couldn't be a supervisor, because they know that I would have went to bat for them employees and I wasn't no fall in line type of person. It had to always make sense to me. And I used to fight to make sure things didn't come into place towards my fellow coworkers. Probably was the main hated on guy that worked there. I get it, because I did more work than everybody. But yet they still use my policies to this day in training employees, which is astonishing to me. Okay? But along that road, man, I met key people, key individuals that gave me the opportunity to get out here in the world and just showcase my skills and just work on myself. You know what I'm saying? I took them opportunities, was nervous, scared as hell, but I did it. Went out there, did the job to the best of my ability, and just basically just kept going and kept working on myself, not knowing where I would lead, where it would lead me. And then you fast forward to now, and I see myself, all the things that I had to overcome in life to build my confidence up, to come before y'all like I've been doing the last year. It's amazing. It's just amazing. You know what I'm saying? How doors can open up for you and relationships can get forged off of some stuff that you have created in life. I wouldn't have it no other way, the obstacles that I had to overcome, because it made me the person that I am. For real. I wouldn't have it no other way. Sometimes I get down on myself and I say, man, dude, if you would have knew what you knew in the past, where would you be at? But I wouldn't be able to stomach it or wouldn't be able to receive it unless I went through what I went through. And now since I understand that, I just know there's no telling where the future will lead me. There ain't no telling, because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to try to better myself on a daily basis and just work towards the ultimate goal of just being, you know what I'm saying, just abundance of wealth that I can hand down to generations. And this is going to start with me. I'm one of the first business owners in my family. One of the first ones that actually beat the damn dough down and had to overwork myself to get there. One of the first ones, for real. And it was a hard road. And it's supposed to be hard because everybody else would be doing it if it wasn't hard. If it was easy, everybody would be self-employed and doing their own thing, but it ain't easy. Especially when you coming from a place the way you didn't have it handed down to you. You have to turn into a different type of monster. When you didn't have, especially if you didn't have the level of support that you needed to push you over that hump, and you surrounded yourself with crabs in the buckets, that every time you have an idea, they try to dethrone that idea and keep you the same. Dude, that even makes it more harder. And then you hearing people telling you you can't do this, you can't do that, are the same ones that ain't doing nothing. And people are surrounded by them individuals. I'm telling you. It's a long road, a long process that you have to literally reach down deep and really truly self-validate yourself that you can do it. And you need to get around other people. And that's why I tell y'all the importance of social media and what it'll do for you. Because you will see individuals that's actually doing their thing. But it's one thing I can say that, like, it really kind of, it pisses me off and it hurts me, because a lot of people on there, they can literally pour into people. Bro, they not even accessible to really even help individuals. They don't even make themselves accessible to them. And that's like, why the hell are you even doing it for? I get self-enrichment because it's a way that you can, benefit off social media and things like that. But if you really can't reach back and teach somebody, because you was once that person that didn't have it figured out, you was once them. But a lot of times, them people, them individuals, they forget all about that shit. They feel like they better than everybody. I don't be liking that for real. I don't really comment on it because I ain't the type to try to tear nobody's platform down or do nothing like that. But they unaccessible. I mean, they not accessible to actually help people. And we just different, man. I'm cut from a different cloth, man. For real. Because if you can't help nobody, the more people you can help, the more better off you will be. You will be working on your skills to help people. For real. And what are you doing it for unless that's not your intentions? But everybody's intentions, it eventually end up coming out anyway. They can't hide it for too long. Especially when somebody solid come up through and ripple the chains, ripple the water, be totally different then. But it's really important for you to take that chance, take that leap of faith on yourself and just believe in yourself that you can do it. Self-validation is everything. And once you believe it yourself, then the world will believe. It'll show off in your skills and it's continued education. That's all it is, man. It's life. Everybody don't have it figured out, but the moment you think you have it figured out, it's more that you can learn, man. You just shut down. And you can't learn anymore, man. That ain't a good place to be in, man. For real. You think you better than everybody. That ain't a sooner or later you will get humble to where like you might be just like everybody else. What'll happen then? Be real interesting. You see what I'm saying? That's at least my perspective because I don't look at it like it. I'm no better than nobody walking. My confidence level is just a little bit different than everybody. Cause I don't mind getting on that camera. I don't. And I just speak my mind, I speak my heart, cause I know I went through some stuff and I ain't the only one that had to go through some life-changing moments, some defining moments in your life. I'm not the only one. And I'm still trying to break out of barriers, mental barriers that I have in place for myself. It ain't the world. The world is nowhere near as hard as I can be on myself. I'm way more hard on myself than the world can possibly be. Like for real, I tear my own self down before I let somebody else do it. Because if they try to do it, they'll get away with it one time. One time they get away with trying to tear me down and they won't talk to me for the rest of my life, for real. I will not be in the same room with them. We will not have no communications. It's over with. And they can sit on the sideline or sit wherever they be and they can watch me keep on forging these relationships and keep watching me grow. And I wish nothing but the best for them. But they won't be around me. If anybody feels like they can't show me common courtesy and come at me in a certain way with respect first, because I'm going to do them the same way, and they want to tear me down, listen, we won't be close for that too much longer. Because when the moment they make it back to me, listen, it's going to be dead over with, bro, for real. Because know I'm going somewhere. I know for a fact. Can't take everybody with me. I'm taking the solid ones with me, the real ones, the genuine ones. We all going up together. That fake shit gonna have to rise sooner or later. And it's just my perspective. I'm not with none of that. The people with ill intentions, it's gonna come out. It'll always come out. The individuals that post salt and all that stuff, I know it's people in place. I'm used to it, man. It's been people pouring salt on me all my life. I'm used to it. Talking about you behind your back, I'm used to it. And shit always makes it back to me. It always does. And I be in a state of amazement, just be laughing off of it. Because I'm going to continue on anyway. They ain't stopping nothing. They ain't stopping nothing. I won't even give it no attention. Y'all don't see me reposting things that people do or people say about me. Somebody try to tear me down in the post. Y'all don't see me reposting it, putting them people on no platform. Man, I'm not finna do none of that. My goal is to build my business and build my vision on what I see myself doing in the future. Somebody else's interpretation of me or their reality of me will never be my reality if it doesn't line up to my viewpoints. Never. I never get them the satisfaction. For real. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't even know me. They don't know what I went through. And they probably couldn't even step a mile in my shoes, really, if it came down to it on what I had to overcome. For real. And I understand it. But the individual that I'm locked in with, man, y'all know what it is for me, bro, and what I had to overcome, for real. So let's get back to some of these comments real quick. Let me see here. It's the big thing about self-influence. Make sure you have exit strategies. Yeah, that's true. You can say that. You can say, I can see people's interpretations of that. Yeah, Carl, I feel this year started out very good. I gained 15 new customers since March. Congratulations. That must mean you doing something right, brother. Yard Masters Lawn Care. You doing something right. My brother said true. Appreciate that, family. Appreciate that for real. And let me see who done slid down in my what's the name on IG. Let's see what's happening. I got my brother Big Stripe Leader in the building. Bro, this the one I think we all be going through and feeling RS. Oh man, facts. One man more. This fire, bro. I appreciate that vivid yard of solutions, bro. I just be speaking off shit that I be going through, man. Cause like I know I'm not the only one. But I don't mind speaking on it because it only make you stronger for real. And you can talk it out. You can let everybody else know what you're going through. It'll let everybody else know that you human, man. You gotta overcome shit daily. 507 game salute, bro. I appreciate you always tapping in and reaching out to me too. And I got a lot of things I need to follow up and respond to regarding social media. I just been kind of staying off of it for the last couple of days because I just need to get my mind together and kind of really work my business and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do in my business. That's priority. It's definitely priority. And then I work my second job, which is the social media platforms, and it's secondary right now. But I gotta make sure that I work my business and do what I know I need to do to better my business. And I got a lot of things working in the background that will come out once things are finalized. I'm telling you, but I gotta make sure I do it the right way. So when I do it and I get everything accomplished, I'm gonna tell y'all why I did it. Then y'all will understand. You will definitely understand. And I hope that a lot of y'all follow suit and make sure you do it the same way. That way you have those added protections in place to protect something that you have created. Because if not, you have individuals out here in America that will capitalize because you have created something, and mm, they'll try to do something, lock stuff down, and you can't do nothing about it, bro, because you didn't have things in place. See what I'm saying? So the things I have working on in the background, you will see when it all comes to light. But it's been a 51 minutes on. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Tomorrow, for the individuals that are able to get up in the morning, early hour, my top of the mornings come out within the 5 o'clock hour. I'm up at early. I get up at 4 something now. 5 o'clock on the dot at the very latest. And I'm normally live between 5:35 to 5:40 in the morning, 5:45 in the morning. Just trying to give people a different interpretation on what you have to turn into, the things that you have to do, because I did not always get up there early in the morning. But for this year, I had to join the 5 o'clock club because a lot of people that are really well off in this country, they're up at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to make sure they can maximize every day. They don't have time to stay in their bed and sleep. They go to bed early. They go to bed early and they get up early. You see what I'm saying? They go to bed when it's dark and they get up when it's still dark. It's a whole different vibe when I'm getting to the job and I'm waiting on the sun to come up to give me permission to start working. They let me know I'm maximizing my days. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all are up early, definitely tune in. Bro, it be a straight vibe out early in the morning when I'm here to get my guy. And we trying to take over the world on a daily basis, just in just one yard after another, making sure I'm providing the best top tier service that I can possibly provide, making sure I'm giving my clients everything that I have learned, every aspect that I know that I can do on these lawns, I'm giving it to them. I'm not shortchanging them. I'm not shortchanging nobody. That's why I have to charge accordingly. Because I passed by some of these lawns in Nashville, bro. I be want to grit my teeth when I see the work that I see out here. Sometimes I be want to grit my teeth when I see some of these clips to be coming off, but I'm not gonna be the one to try to tear somebody down because I know everybody's in different levels. I'm just glad to see people posting their material because that's naturally working on their confidence. They will get better. They will get better. For real. I'm not the one that's gonna tear somebody down. Okay, because I could. I could. I definitely could, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not. I'm not finna be in that type of lane. On my lane is my lane. I'm not with none of that, man. For real. So and it don't have to be. So yeah, I heard you and Bones say that 5 a.m. is paying off. Definitely is paying off for me. Definitely paying off. Bro, I get up and I get stuff done. What's a good X mark walk behind hydro driven? Less than 5K. Bro, get you a turf tracer. Get you a turf tracer walk behind more. I recommend get you a 36-inch first. That way you can get in any gate. Okay. And then after you get the 36, then get you a bigger one. I recommend a 52-inch walk behind. Especially if you're dealing with a lot of hilly areas. Bro, them machines are special. And there's other things that you can do with them machines that it's gonna have your stuff looking. It ain't gonna be realistic how it'll be looking once you get through mowing it, if you know what you're doing. But get you a turf tracer. Get you one. If you cashing out, find you one on there, 6,500, maybe 7 grand. Tell them you got 5,000 cash for it, and go pick up that mower. Go pick up that lawnmower for real. Go to your local dealers that deal with Exmark. Bro, get you and try your best to get you an X series. X. Get you an X, bro. That's that top of the line walk behind. If you can get your X, but them S's, they work just the same, bro. But I would always recommend you get that X, man. Get the X series, man, because that's them some special moves right there, man. That's my dream equipment. So, and that was the comment that came through right there. So yeah, I heard. Okay, I read that. Okay, these grads can. I'll be at Children's Hospital, Pittsburgh, 6 a.m. for my dog. Sir, man, wish you nothing but the best, bro. For real. Just be there, support your little one, man. I know it's probably tearing you up on the inside, bro. Be strong for your daughter, and also be strong for your daughter's mother, bro. They're gonna need you. You know what I'm saying? Cause you built to handle more responsibilities, and you built to handle more than they will. You just gotta be strong for them for real. I'm dead ass on that. That's one thing about men. We built to kind of handle emotional things a lot stronger. So if you built to handle it, then handle that shit for real. Cause you be stronger than the other ones. Cause I know I do it all the time. That's true, brother. I used to be on the road at 4 a.m. back then, and it feels good. It does, Junior. Cause you get more work done. You will get more work done early in the morning while everybody's still sleeping. By the time they get up and actually get going, you probably done did more work than they do in a whole 8-hour shift. If you can program yourself to get out the bed and hit it fucking running. Hit that shit running. That's what I do every morning, for real. And it has truly, tremendously helped out my business, man, for real. And then plus the level of team that I have around me, the support system that I have around me has really helped me tremendously. For real. You need a strong support system, man. And you take them people with you. When you go up and you be successful and you start amassing the wealth that you always wanted in life, you only owe the people who helped you get there. Everybody else, bro, is charity. You always decide where your charity go. Never let somebody else dictate on what you go do with your charity. Never let that shit go down, because if you do, you are pouring out of a half empty cup. Like this glass of water right there, you pouring out of that. It ain't runneth over yet. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like it, still dealing with it to this day, pouring out of a half empty cup. But I know I'm getting better, making sure that cup is getting filled. Because I got a big heart, but I see a lot of people come for that big heart and they take advantage of your ass. But I appreciate y'all tapping in to the Real Talk Live. Thank y'all again. Y'all stay tuned. Stay with me to the morning. Top of the morning is going to come out. And then I'll be right back. It's business as usual. Get my clips up, showing my quality of work, showing my passion for what I do for a living. Because people can feel your passion. Your clients will be able to feel your passion. And whatever you do, you're going to naturally grow. It's just no getting around it, because you're willing to put in the work to figure it out. You're willing to put in the work to work on your skill, your expertise. And then sooner or later, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have the skills to pay the bills. Y'all stay with me to later on, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in for real.